Hi, my name is Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to draw on some of the ways in which Boris Johnson and his government are struggling when they should still be in their honeymoon period, and speculate that it might indicate that they'll be rather easier to defeat than may have been imagined at first when the going gets genuinely tough. But first, if you'd like to stay notified of daily news and politics, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So at the moment, it should be simplicity itself for Boris Johnson. He has a massive majority that has just blindly gone along with all of the amendments that he wanted to make to the European Union withdrawal bill. Trade negotiations haven't even begun yet, so there's no need for him to take any stick for real or perceived failures there yet. The transition period means that we don't suffer the worst consequences of leaving the EU just yet. In fact, very few consequences at all at the moment. So he gets to carry on saying how nothing untoward is going to happen. In short, he isn't having to face up to the consequences of anything he's doing, and doesn't yet have a strong opposition leader in Parliament calling him to account. So why are so many things going wrong for him? I mean, first of all, there was the Huawei decision, which now means he's persona non grata with New Zealand, Australia, and most devastatingly for him personally, the United States of America. It also means he faces the very real prospect of a backbench revolt over the issue. Being defeated by his own MPs this early on would be very damaging indeed. Next was his reshuffle that sort of supposed to be an exercise in power, but left him with a potentially dangerous opponent on the backbenchers, just as they are grumbling, at a time when he should have kept the former Chancellor close by his side. It also now means he has a second Chancellor early on in his prime ministerial career. He couldn't really lose another one. That would look very, very bad. So if Rishi Sunak if he begins to understand the position he's in, if he's more clued up politically than we may think, he could become quite powerful because Boris Johnson won't dare sack him. He tried to exclude a number of members of the press who may have been critical of his policies from press briefings, but that backfired spectacularly as he failed to take account of the fact that journalists, even those who are on his side, are going to oppose this sort of attack on press freedom. So now he has even the Tory media having a pop at him for various things, something that's not likely to improve when the wheels come off his Brexit wagon. Then there was Storm Dennis, which is devastating parts of the UK with floods. That should have been simple for him. You organise a Cobra meeting. All you have to do is chair it. You don't really have to do anything. Standard practice for national emergencies. It allows various groups to coordinate their efforts in order to deal with the emergency. But Boris Johnson refused, massively hampering the ability of these groups to manage the destruction caused by the heavy rainfall. And then, if he wasn't sure he'd made enough of a tit himself of this situation, he's appealed to the EU for help with the floods. It's actually appealed to the EU. Help us. The man who says we don't need the EU for anything, just a few weeks after surrendering our membership, something he campaigned for. So the situation now is that Boris Johnson won't call a Cobra meeting about the floods, which is our natural response, basically saying he doesn't think there's anything we can do about it, or he can't be asked, whichever. But he's appealing to the EU to help. So please, EU, help us. I don't know what to do. Go on, Brexit supporters, defend him for that. Could do with a laugh. He's failed to give himself representation at a major international conference earlier this week, bringing accusations of hiding away from the world as well as his own people at a time when he's talking about global Britain. And it's not just the Prime Minister himself. We've got Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, bullying top officials in her department because the permanent Secretary of the Home Office, the most senior official, had the nerve to suggest that the Home Secretary shouldn't be breaking the law or asking her own civil servants to do so either. Finally, there's increasingly damaging headlines directed at Prime Minister's Chief Strategist, Dominic Cummings. So, with 3 weeks after he reckons he got Brexit done, he's got no trade talks underway, apart from the secret ones, which, are with country or countries unknown. He's pissed off the US president. He's had a top-level resignation from cabinet. He's filled other positions with useless vassals who might cause even more embarrassment to the government than he will himself. He's actively hampered rescue efforts for flood-hit areas of his own country. Lots of registered voters there. being attacked by virtually every industry in the land over both his general Brexit strategy as well as his specific immigration plans. Owen is about to get even more stick next month when the budget is expected to be talking about various tax raises. I mean, that's what economists said he would need for his spending plans. You'd have to raise taxes. So people really shouldn't be surprised when it happens. And as bad as it is to be in a country so poorly led, it does have its heart inside. Someone said to me yesterday, go on, give us some good news. Well, the great fear was that Johnson and Cummings were going to inflict a massive amount of constitutional vandalism on us. They've certainly got it planned. And they have the power to do it as well as the time. If the Labour opposition don't sort themselves out quickly, they'll have even more time because the next general election will be a shoo-in. But there are challenges ahead, major challenges ahead. The consequences of Brexit are not yet here, but they are coming in less than 11 months now. Boris Johnson has a lot going in his favour. He's got a lot of the media on his side. He's going to be disenfranchising lots of people that could otherwise call him to account, particularly judges, his plans for senior judges nobbling them. But staying on top once the Brexit chaos does happen is not going to be straightforward. It's possible for him to do it. It's not going to be easy. It'll certainly be less straightforward than what he's been cocking up already. So if our Prime Minister can't look like he's sailing calm waters now, when there are no consequences to his actions, what's it going to be like when genuine chaos ensues? It'll be interesting to watch, though I suspect only amusing from the outside. I'm on the inside, and it will be horrific, but potentially hopeful for saner times to come. So anyway, I hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button, and if you'd like to support the channel further, then please also click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.